What's up, guys? This is WhatsMyGame. Thanks for watching. If you find the video helpful, please leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. So this is my top 5 Dark Zone tips for beginners and those that like to play solo like I do. Okay, tip number 1 is 2 parts. Get yourself ready for the Dark Zone before you even go to the Dark Zone. That's number 1. And do that by upgrading your medical wing to get the first aid ability or skill, whatever you want to call it. And then even better is to get the mod that's called Overdose, which is stronger and the cooldown is less. This is like having infinite med kits. I can't tell you how many times this has bailed my ass out. It's awesome. So it's really a must-have. And like here, I was in the map and some dude rushed me, and I didn't have any med kits, but I was able to bail myself out with this skill. I'm telling you, it is worth having every second of the time you're in Dark Zone. Also, turrets are huge. Turrets are like becoming very popular. I like the modification called Active Sensor, more so than the flamethrower and the shocker. So not that shocker. So the turret is great because it allows you to have like an extra ally with you. It can take out enemies or help you kill enemies. It can also, using the Active Sensor mod, which is the mod that I recommend, it can actually mark enemies for you. And so you'll need to upgrade the tech wing through the base of operations in order to get this ability, and I highly recommend it. But like I said, it not only can mark them, but it can actually take out enemies, and sometimes all on its own like it just did there. But it's really great also for suppression. So using the Dark Zone is really great, especially with all the NPCs. You can put it there and it'll suppress the enemy. See, suppress, so that means he's going to stay behind cover until it's done shooting at him, and allows you to sneak up on him, or to be honest with you, just get the hell out of dodge if you're outnumbered. And you can see I just took this guy out, which leads me to my next tip. Okay, tip number 2 is all about the loot. This is a looter shooter, or a shooting looter, or shoot loot, whatever you want to call it. This game has a lot of loot, and it's really important. There's a lot of ways to get loot in the Dark Zone, and there's probably no wrong way, as long as you're getting it, right? So at the bottom line though, yellows or gold enemies drop loot at a higher rate than others, and they also drop the most rare loot depending on your level. So I recommend killing as many yellows as possible. They're also the hardest to kill, so it's a great idea to get a team with you and kill them together. One little tip I can give you is, you could be the worst player in your team. As long as you get 1 shot on each enemy, when they die, you will both get the experience and the drop. So you don't have to kill them yourself. You guys can team up, kill these enemies together. As long as you inflict some sort of damage on the enemy or NPC, you will reap the reward, even if you didn't, give the kill shot. So that's really important. So again, kill golds, and also if they're named, like this one here, if they're named, they have even a higher chance of drops and rare weapons. So golds and gold names, even though they're harder, they are worth it. Also, and let's see how his DZ inventory is full. I'm going to show you a little trick with that a little bit later. Also, don't forget to go grab your loot. I can't tell you how many people I've seen gameplay or in their game, and they just leave the stuff laying around. Yes, a lot of it's ammo that you might not need, but most of it is DZ funds, and that is really, really important. So even if it's not loot, go pick up your funds, go get your loot. Okay, so tip 3 is all about inventory control. You can see right here, DZ inventory full. That's not good. That means my bag on my back in yellow, this hazard bag, is full of contaminated loot, and I can't pick anything else up. You can see it's at the bottom right. A lot of people don't know this exists. Open up your loot bag and just deconstruct something or delete it. No, you won't get any loot, you won't get any items from deconstructing it, but that's not the point. The point is to make room, get rid of something that's crappy or less good, if that's not proper English, but get rid of something that isn't as good and go put in the bag something that's better. And here's another example. I was trying to find this treasure chest, I unlocked it, and bam, 2 blues. I really want those. So again, my bag is full, and I don't have an extraction zone right next to me, and I don't want to come back and get it. So I know there's a couple things in my bag that are really that great, so I'll just deconstruct them, which essentially just deletes them. I don't need a trendy shirt, I'm not trendy anyway, and I don't need a scarf, so I'm just going to get rid of those, and that makes room for these 2 other blues. So now I can pick them up. I've got 8 in my bag again, and we're good to go. By the way, you can increase the bag size. Okay, another thing that can happen with inventory is you can get this "can't extract, stash is full" error message. So that means that your stash in the main game outside the dark zone is full, you know, in your safe houses and in your base of operations. So what you need to do is one by one deconstruct the items in your bag, because you're going to lose them anyway. You can't manipulate your stash in the dark zone, and if you try to take them out of the dark zone with you, they'll just be deleted. So delete them one by one, and eventually it'll say extraction available if you have any more room left in your stash. In other words, if in this case I had one spot left, but I had 2 items in my bag, so it wouldn't let me send 2, but it would let me send 1. So this is just a great little trick to be able to manipulate that stash as much as possible. The best thing to do is to make sure you don't get yourself in this spot by going back to the main area frequently and emptying out your stash into your inventory so that this doesn't happen. You can see now I have 30 out of 30 stash capacity. I'm full. I need to get out of here. Okay, tip number 4 is all about ammo and not wanting to run out of it. This is a bad sign. If you're seeing out of ammo and then you switch to the other weapon and you're out of ammo as well, you're screwed, especially in the dark zone. And let's be honest, even the best handgun in the world isn't going to save your ass from somebody with a light machine gun. So here's what I do to combat that. First of all, don't run out of ammo. Second of all, if you do, it's an easy fix. Just carry more primary weapons with you. I carry 1 of each primary weapon. Don't worry about the greens. Those are just ones I haven't sold yet. But I carry 1 of each primary weapon. That way I can just switch to them if I run out of ammo, or if I'm getting low. So I can switch to an assault rifle, I have a marksman rifle, I have a shotgun, I have an assault rifle, I have a submachine gun, light machine gun. I think I covered them all, but I have 1 of each, and most of them have mods on them because I like to just switch in them out. But it's nice because once you have the weapon, when you pick up ammo, you'll pick up ammo for all ammo when you go to a restock box. So all you got to do is switch guns, and now I have full ammo again, and I have primary weapons full of ammo, and I'm not stuck. So this is just a really cool tip to be able to always stay in the black when it comes to having ammo. You definitely don't want to run out. And then when you go to restock, you can see you'll get all the ammo types back. So there's no excuse really to run out of ammo ever. Okay, tip number 5 is all about extracting, and more importantly, one specific aspect of it is knowing when to hold them and knowing when to fold them. Here's a couple examples of me getting the hell out of Dodge when the shit got too thick, honestly. When there was just too many NPCs or other players in the area, it's just not the best time to try to extract. So here's a case where I was trying to kill everybody and I ended up missing the extraction. And that's okay. What you gotta learn is patience. And that's okay to learn to live another day to extract. And so here I am now just clearing out the area of all these NPCs because I'm playing solo, and that's what this whole video is about. And clearing everything out so that they don't come bum rush me again. It gives me more time. No matter what you do, even if you clear the area, likely what will happen is they will spawn right before the helicopter gets there anyway. So there's not really much you can do except for just clear out the enemies beforehand, and then if they do come, deal with them as they come. But the most important part of this is to know when to get out of there when the shit really starts hitting the fan. And here I got really close. I threw my turret out, which is a great way to focus their fire onto it and keep some of the enemies, you know, in suppression. But this was actually really close, and I'm really glad obviously I made it, and I used that heal ability I was telling you about earlier in the video. But that was actually a really close one, and really I could have gone either way, where I should have maybe just stayed away and just tried again. But that's an example where the first time I wasn't successful, and then I went back and I was. And here's another example. There was a lot going on right here at this drop zone. So the extraction was going. I only had a couple seconds left, and I was really anxious. And then I started getting pounded, and I had nothing for him. I was reloading, and it was really bad. And then I missed the extraction. So as a newer player, I would have stayed there and tried to get it up, and what would have happened is I would have gotten killed, and then all my loot would have been splayed out all over for everyone to see, and then it would have gotten stolen. And that sucks. You have this awesome loot that you really want to send up, and then all of a sudden you die, and then somebody else takes it from you. That is so frustrating. So don't let that happen to you. The moral of the story here is to be patient, and if there's too much fire going on around an extraction area, wait and see how calm this is. This is nice and calm and serene. It's so much more enjoyable. So I hope these tips help you out, make you more successful in the dark zone and even in the main game. I hope you have a fantastic day. Please don't forget to subscribe and like. This is What's My Game. See ya!